Here's a man who should be put on a pedestal, but he won't stay still long enough for the cement to set. Stand the man, stand the bird. I would say it's actually a large bird shape. Stand the...
Hi guys, how's it going? Hey, good.
Get a shot of the
do they talk? Hello?
Up to the couch. Come
All
on.
right. There is a live audience here. I just want to be sure. Great trick on Thackeray, wasn't it?
Oh, lovely, lovely trick.
That is Edward Thackeray III, my personal valet and announcer. And I just thought if he saw a different beak behind the door, I wondered what would happen. And nothing happened, and he survived it quite well. So what's your... This is Al. My old pal Al, who's been sent by the station to make sure that everything we do is in
good taste.
Absolute good taste, and I'm a bit curious. And of course, this is our pink gorilla cam.
I'm just,
I'm a little curious about what is going on here, Al.
Well, I'm taking a little time out of my busy schedule to come and, and show show the gorilla cam some good angles to shoot the show from, because I think we're getting a little poor quality, all this stuff.
This may come as a surprise to you, but we are on the air.
That's why I'm doing this. See, there's no time for practice. Now's the time.
You don't
on-the-job experience. I always say,
this is professional television. You don't just take... Well, no, not me, but the rest of the show is. You don't just start training a gorilla cam on the air. I mean, there's
What's
a place
the guy with no hair saying?
That's a cue card, okay?
Oh, is it?
Do you want to see... Reg, come here. This is Reg.
Hi, Reg.
And Reg is a... Hi, I'd like to meet Al.
So I'm your boss.
No, you're not. Al, get back.
What about this show?
Back over there. That was Reg, who used to have hair.
What's the matter with his hair?
His arm... No, he's trying to get me to say something, but you're into... No.
Come on.
Al...
Come over here.
Al, why don't you just go on a tour of the station, you and the gorilla, or something? Just go away. On the show today, we are going to meet biologist Bob Bancroft, and come on, he's only got one left. Leave him alone.
Oh, I pulled it out.
Oh, no, he's got none left. What's really unusual about Bob is he has brought with him, live, in the studio, a snowy owl, and another bird who is the American symbol. Does anybody know what it is? Yeah. A bald eagle. You're right, except this one has hair or feathers. I'm not sure. We'll get you a T-shirt after, okay, for knowing that. Yes, he has a great big American eagle. Al.
Get away from me, Al.
Is there somewhere maybe you could take the gorilla rather than bothering us while we're doing this show? Maybe you could go somewhere.
Go over there. There's a whole bunch of funny-looking people over there. Come with me.
But don't bother anybody at the station, Al.
Funny looking? Come on.
I don't care if you are friends of the station manager.
Come on, let's go.
How about a for something else orchestra? We have John Noseworthy and Michael Dimitri. Oh, I was waiting for finish. That was the finish?
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Isn't this a lovely bit of flower? Come on over here.
Al, what is he doing?
Isn't that a lovely
We are going to be the laughing
That's a
stock
beautiful,
of fun
beautiful
town
sweater.
if it doesn't stop.
And,
He's in the newsroom now. There are people sleeping in there. Cut it out, Al. You're going to wake everybody up.
Right along the panel, right to my face.
Al!
See? Yeah, no, okay, keep coming.
Don't go under the desk. That's where they keep their lunch.
Spinning around in circles. Okay, watch this.
Al, you're waking up.
Isn't that nifty?
You're waking up the entire newsroom in there, Al. Al!
What's this on the floor? Who left it on the floor? Come on, come with me,
What are you... What is...
We're going to get a shot of this water scene. Here.
Oh, it's a lovely water scene, Al. Maybe you should come back into the studio.
Isn't there a little closet somewhere?
We'll get a shot of that falling off the wall. That fell off the wall, not you. I knocked it off.
Al! Al! You can't break the station. Get back here. Al, get back here.
I'm not cleaning it up.
How you doing? Let's go in the control room.
I want you back here now, Al. Al,
We're gonna go in the
don't
control
go
room
in
here.
there.
We love.
Hey, just a minute, hold it.
What is
Excuse me,
that?
hey.
Oh,
this
now
is
you
a
got
restricted
Officer
area.
Bill upset, our
It's out of
chief of
bounds.
security.
We're taping a TV show, so...
Really?
Yes, you'll have to wait outside.
Oh, thank you very much, officer. It's a pleasure
Okay,
to see you.
you see the station manager.
Yeah,
Get
oh,
forward.
okay. I'll talk
Way to
Let's go
go,
find the
Al.
station
Now
manager.
you've got Officer Bill on your case.
The toughest cop in Funtown.
He
gotta
is.
pick
He
that
could
sign
be
up later,
pretty
maybe.
tough.
Okay.
He could give Al
Hold
a
on,
ticket
here.
for loitering,
Oh,
being
I
a
hope
public
so.
nuisance. And where is he now?
What is the matter with you?
Andrew.
No.
Go away. Get out of here.
That's one of our hardworking,
Okay,
diligent
whatever.
staff in there that Al's bothering.
And he's never been the same since the accident.
No. The
Plastic
surgery on
surgery.
the face, it didn't work.
Let me dance.
Okay, Al.
We'll give him 15 seconds. Okay.
Al, we're doing a show here. Do you mind?
Go over here. How you doing, monkey?
Get back. You and the gorilla get back here in the
I think we
studio.
better go to a commercial, sir. That's
Let's
the
go
only
to
way
a
out.
commercial, and maybe at the end of that we will have restored order. We will be right back with Bob Bancroft momentarily. Al, get in here.
See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator.
I suspect somebody's going to be getting a memo now. Al, do you want to get back in here?
Hey, Stan. How you doing?
Al,
Look,
the picture was from the newsroom.
I got you a present. I bought you a picture. What do you think? Is it nice? Hey, you
Al,
put it up on your desk.
Al.
Look.
Al,
What do you think of that?
it's a
bit
lovely
broken.
picture, but I
It's
don't
a bit
think
broken on the
I
corner.
don't think
It's a
it
bit
fits
broken.
on my desk, Al.
Well, you can put that up.
That's a
the phone, please.
that's
You're
that's
gonna get
a
it now, Stan.
that's a picture, Al.
You're gonna get it now.
That's a-
Somebody's in
just a
deep
second.
trouble.
I can't take a phone call. I'm in the middle of a TV show.
I'll
Better
get
pick it up,
it.
Stan.
Okay, just
Calm
a
down.
second.
Stop shouting. Stop
I can-
shouting.
I
He's
can-
here.
what,
He's
what,
here.
What?
Station
Hello?
manager.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. I'll send him right in. Thank you. Al,
What?
that was your close personal friend of the station manager.
Oh, Marty.
He'd like to see you in his office
I don't think
now. And we'll look forward to your return.
Oh, this is it. I'm finished.
Goodbye, Al. It's been nice knowing you.
I
don't think the
Al, now, station manager's
Wasn't a
office.
very good idea.
I think you better take your friend the gorilla. No, he better stay. We need him on the
Go
show.
away. You got me in
Al.
enough trouble, you stupid monkey.
Go. Please welcome, and let's do it quietly because he has a friend we don't want to disturb. Biologist Bob Bancroft and his friend, a snowy owl. Bob Bancroft. Just smile rather than applaud. We don't want to scare the owl. He's live. Hello, Mr. Owl. Come on, have a seat, Bob.
Thank you very much, Stan.
Is anything, this is a wild owl, is it not?
It is. It's a hungry wild owl right now.
Oh, he's hungry. Well, thank you for putting him beside me, Bob. Okay,
Now.
nice bird. Now, is he likely to stay here?
We hope so.
Okay, I'm not
He's-
real nervous.
He's not really used to being handled, and he's got to get his legs here. And if we're lucky,
Will he stay there once he decides that
I
he
hope so.
likes it?
I
Nice
hope so. Let's
owl.
just find out.
Nice
There we go.
owl. Now, is he happy with the treatment he's receiving from you?
I don't think the owl's ever been on a show before,
Okay.
but it's a very sensitive owl. They can hear a lot, very quiet sounds. So and they can see extremely well, much better than people.
Well,
So
don't they
it's-
sort of hang out at night a lot?
These ones live up north, and it's daylight all day long and night long in the summer, and it's nighttime. There's never any daylight in the middle of the winter, so they actually have to get used to day and night, and they operate in both.
Why is his mouth open, and why is he looking at me?
They're well, he's sizing you up. Actually,
it won't
it's a
fit.
she.
It won't fit her. She.
It's a she.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And these
Nice
birds
owl.
can survive in -50 degrees Celsius temperatures, so that it's a little warm right now in the studio for that bird.
Is that why they have furry feet?
Yes. That's
Because
why
they live in cold temperatures?
live extremely cold temperatures way up north.
I'm going to lower my chair. Will that... Nice owl. Now, how did you come to have this lovely owl? Does she have a name, by the way?
No, I'm afraid not.
Spot would be a nice name. Nice owl. Is she happy now? I mean,
yes,
should I be nervous?
She's settled down. I don't think the gorilla really does much for her, but...
Pink is her color, probably. Now, what does this young lady eat?
Mostly mice, or things called lemmings.
Nobody
north.
make a squeaking noise. Nobody squeak, okay?
They can take out a duck or something like that, but mice are the main menu item.
Now, one of the things you do, I know, is you take injured birds from the wild,
Right.
treat them, and re-release them to the wild. How do you do that?
Well, my wife and I usually get a phone call about an injured animal that like snowy owls, and during the winter times they come down to the States and to southern Canada, usually when there aren't very many mice around. And at that point we usually collect them up, take them to a veterinarian if we have to, and then have a nice quiet place outside for the animals to recuperate.
And we're going to talk some more about that when we return. And when we return, you have with you an American bald eagle. And if we're all quiet enough, maybe we'll see the bald eagle in the studio. Let's hope so.
She likes you.
I don't imagine in the wild we would get this close to a snowy owl, would we?
No, they'd usually not let you get that far. They'd fly away.
So she's used to human contact then?
She's used to some human contact because of the injury she's had.
Okay. Let's take an audience question. I'm talking quietly because I don't want to upset the snowy owl. Yes.
Okay, if you found a snowy owl with a broken wing, like if we had a broken arm, we'd put it in a cast, but what would you do with the wing?
What you do is take it to a veterinarian and somebody who looks after animals, an animal doctor, and they would put a metal splint right up in the bones of the wing and then wrap it. It's hard to wrap an owl wing because they're so adept with their beak that they tend to unwrap it. But that's what you do, and after a certain period of time, you take that steel splint back out and the bone is healed.
Next question?
Are the snowy owls an endangered species?
Not yet, and they seem to be doing reasonably well because they live up north.
Next question.
How far can snowy owls see?
We're not sure because it's hard to measure things like that, but some of the owl family can see 30 times more detail than humans can see on average, from what we understand. Now that means that where we get fuzzy, they can still keep on seeing. So they could see for a long, long ways compared to people.
One of the things she can do that I can't do, and I've practiced it and I can't do it, she can turn her head backwards.
About 270-degree swivel.
So almost a full circle.
Yeah, yeah, pretty amazing.
And I'd like to walk behind her to see how she does that, but I'm just going to stay in my seat. Next question.
How many eggs does the snowy owl lay?
The record is 14, but normally there's 4 to 10. Depending on how good the food supply is, they'll have more eggs if there's lots of food around in the summer.
Where do the snowy owls build their nests?
They actually nest right on the ground way up north where there are no trees in what we call the tundra, the northern part of North America.
Okay. Now, is it difficult to release a bird in the wild after they've been this close to man?
It is. In the rehabilitation that my wife and I do, we actually have very little to do with the birds. You introduce the food without being seen, for example, in a lot of cases, and you try to not make the birds think that people are all very friendly. Otherwise, some accidents can happen once they've been released because they might land at somebody's house and expect to be fed, for example.
Okay, speaking of wildlife, we are going to see the American eagle that you brought, we hope, depending if he wants to come out here or not. Right now we're going to visit the Florida Everglades and a man named John Hudson who has an alligator farm.
Ah.
Snap, 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 snap.
There's many alligators here.
How many?
Well, we have 80 breeders here now in this cut of water through here.
Is this bridge good and sturdy?
Well, yeah, it's on old railroad ties. There's no danger in it.
So that's not something I need to worry about?
No, that's not part of your worries.
I noticed your sign there, don't feed, and I don't want to. Don't touch, I don't want to. But how do you tease an alligator? Do you go
Don't make faces, don't make faces at them. Okay.
Does that upset them? Move, do something. John, I'm curious as to why there would be an alligator farm and why you don't just catch wild alligators.
Well, the alligator almost went extinct. In the early part of this century, alligator meat had become so much in demand that it got to where you had to really hunt for a long time to see one.
The alligator survived millions of years now. Isn't he sort of a modern-day dinosaur?
Well, he was able to survive because of his uncanny ability to take care of his species. For example, he has an immune resistance to bacteria and infection and disease, the like of which has never been heard of by man. Many books give him an immune syndrome of more than 500% above man, giving him the ability, if this water was infected with maggots and all kind of disease, if you were to cut a alligator's foot off and throw him in there, it would not get infected, it would just simply get well. And with that kind of a survival rate, he could make it since the dinosaur, and of course the dinosaur didn't make it.
And they can go a long time without food, you were saying, too.
Yes, they can live indefinitely without food. They store food primarily in their tail. And then they can live, we've got gators here on the farm that are fat enough they could live a year and a half without a bite to eat. And many times a tiny baby hatchling will hatch out, and he never learns to eat, yet he lives 6 or 8 months before he finally just dwindles away and becomes nothing but skin and bone and dies of malnutrition.
Are you little guys hungry out there, huh? Are you little guys hungry? Oh, yeah, I see you moving out there. Yeah. That looks like you might be going to eat a little something today. Okay. Yeah, they're going to eat a little something today.
We will lose an average of 2 or 3 gators, if no disease whatsoever hits them, out of 100 on the farm. In the wild, you'll reverse that.
At what age do you harvest an alligator, and how do you do it? Do you climb in the pen and wrestle them to death?
No, not really. We select the one that we're going to harvest, and we usually noose him or put a hook him in a way that it doesn't harm the hide.
John, why is an alligator hide so valuable?
It's very soft. It's probably the softest leather and the most durable of any leather in the world. And that's why when a watch band or a belt or a suitcase or whatever is made from it, the price is so great. A pair of boots, for example, $1,200, $1,400 for a nice pair of gator boots.
They last a long time, though, do they?
Would outlast the person that bought it. The boot with the leather part, the sole might wear out, but the leather, the boot itself, would never wear out.
How many pair of boots can you get from your average, let's say, 8-foot alligator?
You do well to get more than 3 pair of boots from an 8-foot alligator. And it's very easy to determine the size of an alligator when you see him in the water. The alligator from his eye to the nostril, that's the center of the hump on the end of his nose, in inches, would give you his overall length in feet. For example, if it were 10 inches from the nostril to the eye, then he would be a 10-foot gator.
They always look like they're smiling.
Yeah.
Happens to be a male, a little smaller than the females.
Now, why is he called a bald eagle? Because he's not bald.
Not bald at all. They have a white head and tail, and they get it when they're about 5 years of age, and there is no good reason to call it a bald eagle. You're right.
Now, how would an eagle get injured and have to come under the care of someone like you?
I hate to say it, but they get shot. It's illegal, but a lot of people think illegal's a sick bird.
And it is when they get shot, isn't it?
And a lot of them get shot. Occasionally they get old. They live to 20 years of age if they're not shot or older, and they really occasionally get into problems with parasites or something like that and get run down and need to be fixed up.
Now, this one is fairly calm right now, isn't he? I mean,
Yes.
You could not normally hold an eagle, could you?
It's very difficult to. You've got to be very careful. They have very talented, shall we say, and they've got a beak that can rip you pretty well. So you do have to be careful about how you handle them.
Now, what would they eat? Would they just swoop down and pick up a cow with those claws? Or would they,
No, even birds have hollow bones, and really in a lot of cases they only weigh, most eagles weigh between 10 and 12 pounds as adults. So they can only lift off with about, say 5 or 6 pounds in most cases. And what they do eat in a lot of cases are dead animals. But they're fully capable of catching a fish in the water or a duck or something like that if they have to. So they're an amazing animal in terms of their abilities.
Are they extinct, endangered, or well, they're not extinct because we have one here. Are they endangered, or where are they right now?
They are in some states. They used to be quite common in a lot of the states, and now they're not. There's been a program where Nova Scotian eagles have been sent down to Massachusetts, for example, and they're presently reoccupying a lot of the area where they were formerly no longer present.
Are pesticides a big problem for them? Or
they have been in the past. It seems like the situation's improving in many states and in provinces now. So it's, I think the picture is becoming a brighter one for the bald eagle.
And so many American eagles may actually be Canadian eagles.
That's right.
I see Al's back, and I see it went well with the station manager.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're running out of time, Bob, and we do appreciate the studio audience being so quiet for the birds, and we appreciate you watching, and please watch next time on Something Else. If you thought this was wild, just wait until tomorrow when Growing Things star Jeremy Miller visits our set, and Montreal's Expo's Buck Rogers critiques my wardrobe. That's tomorrow at 9:30.